Chat, good morning. We have amazing news. Sailing is saved. We're back. Jagex did it. They listened. Things have been adjusted, boys. Things have been adjusted. We're going to test it right now. I'm on my way to salvaging. Salvaging has been hotfixed in the last like 30 minutes or something like that. Unfortunately, I was really hoping for a cold fix today so I could go buy some cannonballs, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get my wish on that one. But I have been keeping my eye out on that. F in the chat, we don't get that one. But we're heading back to salvaging. We're going to go test it out. What I've found so far, because I was AFKing salvaging when this came up, is I had both my NPCs on the hooks, right? I had both of my NPCs on the hooks to start today, and it looked like I was getting somewhere around 25 KXP an hour with the NPCs on the hook. Me, completely hands off, no extractor, no nothing. I went to in-game music, so I'm relogging, by the way. No extractor, no self-salvaging, just NPCs, full AFK. They were getting like 25k an hour. So their experience has dropped from like 140 to 84, I think. Which is intentional. We expect that. They're trying to disincentivize the AFK salvaging. Oh, I might need to go to a different world because the salvaging world's going to be full again, aren't they? Yep, look at them. Look, it's like everything's back to normal. Nature is healing. Oh shoot, I went to the forestry world instead of one of the other ones. Nature's healing. By the end of the day, these will be back to 2,000. I bet you all of them will be. Looks like the salvaging worlds are back. But anyways, 2 NPCs on the hooks was like 25k an hour. That was, you know, to be expected. We expected that to drop. I'll go to 484 because that one's a bit open. Now, something different about salvaging that I asked for that did not get granted. I asked Jagex to make it to where when you are self-salvaging, when the player is salvaging, that if the salvaging location drops and then comes back up, if you were on the hook when it dropped, you would instantly like restart salvaging when it came back up, just like your NPCs do. And actually got some feedback on that one that they don't want to do that for now, at least, because and they gave good logic with it. Say you're cutting a magic tree and the magic tree drops and comes back up. You don't instantly start recutting the magic tree. You have to re-engage with that activity. So they're trying to incentivize some sort of active gameplay, which is fair. That makes sense. So I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it. But anyway, so we're not getting that one, just so you guys know. But you know, that one did make sense. That was good logic on Jagex's part, so, you know, fair play. So I'm going to go ahead and test the active XP per hour. I'm going to reset my XP tracker right now. We're going to canvas it. So the XP per hour is completely reset. We'll look at this again in just a little bit, but this is going to be Cabin Boy Jenkins on the rune hook, me on the dragon hook, and I'm 97 sailing. So we'll see what the XP rates are going to look for me with this. The difference is several things. The merchant shipwrecks, or all of the shipwrecks, they have 6 spawns in the local locations, except for maybe the first one. The first one might have 8, the very lowest level one. Now, 2 of them will be dropped at a time. There's 6 total. 4 of them will be up at any given time. It used to be 3 out of 5, and then they changed it yesterday and the day before to 3 out of 6, which made it worse, right? Now, it is 4 out of 6. So it's actually better now than it was before. Before any of the changes, we had 60% uptime. Now we have 67% uptime. During the 2 days of changes, there was 50% uptime. So we'll be able to actively salvage more often without having to hop worlds, move around to the different locations, or anything else like that. That's one of the major changes. Second, your player now salvages at a 4-tick rate. I don't know if Jenkins also does. I think Jenkins is still at a 5-tick. But I have a chance to be successful with salvaging every 4 ticks now instead of 5. That was something that they changed the last couple of days. Jenkins is still 5-tick. Okay, so the NPCs are still 5-tick. They used to be 3-tick. It was unintentional. They weren't actually supposed to be 3-tick. So Jagex fixed that. So the NPCs are 5-tick now. We are 4-tick now, and we have the added accuracy still that they gave us a couple days ago. So a couple days ago, they gave us more accuracy, but they slowed it down to 5-tick, but I think they increased the experience that you get a little bit to offset it. They kept the XP where it is now. They kept the accuracy where it is now, so you're more accurate. You have a higher chance to yield success on the salvaging, and it's back down to 4-tick. So they're really trying to say, like, hey, be active on the hook, and you'll be rewarded for it. You'll get higher XP rates. So we're already creeping up right now. Now, I'm not going to touch the extractor for now. We're just going to see what the XP rates are going to be like with me on the hook and no extractor. And then in a little bit, after like 20 minutes or so, we'll test the extractor as well, just to, you know, we can assume what it's going to be, but, you know, we'll toss that in and we'll get a good idea of where it's going to sit. So that's where we are. Sailing's fixed. Salvaging's fixed. Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well today. Did they bring the extractor back? Extractors should still be the nerfed XP rates. I don't think the extractor nerfed XP rates are going to change. How's XP feeling? You know, we've been doing this for a bit now and we're sitting at 94.5k an hour, and I think it would actually bump up a little bit higher than this because I had a lot of downtime with my merchant shipwrecks on this one. The other 4 were up for a while. So I think we're going to be sitting between, you know, 95, 97k an hour if you're not touching extractor, maybe even a bit more, because I haven't, you know, this is including like the time it takes to clean the salvage. Actually might be a bit more if you're cleaning the salvage as well. I think it's quite good, man. I think it's quite good. That's if you're actively salvaging yourself. It's going to be a lot worse, obviously, if you only have your dudes on it. And I think that's what most people were probably doing, was having both of the dudes on it. But no, I think it's quite nice. This is probably going to, you know, if you're cleaning as well in between, and then you got your dudes on when you're cleaning, we'll probably start averaging 97, 100k an hour. And then this is without touching the extractor at all. So what does the extractor add? Another 15k an hour? So on the higher end of active salvaging, you're going to be looking at 115k to 120k an hour on opulent salvage. And if you're not touching extractor at all, closer to 100k. Not bad. I'm content with that. Obviously, it's faster to do courier tasks. It's faster even to do some bounty tasks, not all of them. And it's obviously faster to do the trials, but this is a very chill AFK way of doing things. So if you want this option, it's back. I think salvaging is saved overall. It's not going to be as good as it was, but it is very close to being what it was. This is a fair way to compromise. Kudos to Jagex for taking another look at it and, you know, getting it back to where at least the community's expectations were. Good stuff. New salvaging rate with 2 crew. 2 crew and not having done any cleaning yet and not touching extractor, 25k an hour. Don't know what that would add up to with you cleaning as well. But just the process of them gathering, yeah. Sir, you're missing 10 experience per minute from using win modes? Thanks, dude. You lost more experience than you would gain from that in the entire day just by typing that. All right, let's go ahead and clean up, guys. We're going to go and clean what we have here. We'll have our guys collect for now. And then I'm going to go back to port, or I guess I'll leave my boat in Telly, and we're going to go clean all of the salvage that I banked up last night in an attempt to hopefully pull my second dragon cannon barrel. 1681 opulent salvage. 1 in 20k chance at the dragon cannon barrel. Let's see if we could pull it together. Can I guess I could do a capture of what my current loot is. So this is what I have right now on the tracker. Now, I've done about 19,600 total, but this is what I have so far on the tracker. And then we can compare this to whatever it is after and get some basic ideas. Let's go. So he's using a plugin that has his inventory right here, which you can move your inventory, of course. So his inventory is moved here, but it makes the inventory click through. That's so interesting and odd. He's got one of his NPCs on the helm, I would imagine, so his camera doesn't move. And this is how people were doing 1.5 tick salvage. The second click clicks through the inventory. Yeah, so the people that have been talking about on Reddit that they got banned for 1.5 ticking. No, you didn't get banned for 1.5 ticking. You got banned for using a plugin that was pretty OP. That probably shouldn't have been allowed, man. My personal opinion, you probably deserve that ban. But that being said, plugins are supposed to be vetted before they're put on RuneLite, I think. So I think they're supposed to be allowed if they're on RuneLite, if it's a legit plugin. Because I think Jagex removes the, or like approves the plugins. So that being said, not deserved ban. But I'm not surprised that a temp was applied for it, honestly. It was probably a custom plugin. I don't know, because I'm being told that the plugin was removed from RuneLite, which means it was probably on RuneLite, right? Not a temp one. If it was a custom plugin, then yeah, deserved ban. But if it was on RuneLite, then it's supposed to be vetted by Jagex, I think. So, yeah. It was on RuneLite. The video says what plugin to use and all. Okay, so that being the case, the bans should on 100% be overturned. Because if it's on RuneLite, it's been vetted by Jagex. If it was on the plugin hub, it's been vetted by Jagex. You're supposed to be allowed to use it. So there's nothing wrong with it. OP plugin. Absolutely OP plugin. Very cool plugin. Borderline cheating, but in my opinion, should be allowed if it was on there. It's been removed, but very interesting stuff. That's kind of OP, man. That's kind of crazy. That's a crazy way to 1.5 tick. For Iron Man, opulent salvage seems to be a great way to farm out silver jewelry, way better than mining silver and gems. If you want to take the time to bank it, yeah, I don't think it's bad, man. It's like a 8 to 12 or 8 to 10% chance to get a red topaz, you know? That's part of the reason I decided to bank all of this yesterday, was I wanted the red topaz from it. So I had 1,600 banked. I'll get somewhere around 150 or so red topaz from that. That's kind of good, man, honestly. Whereas mining it is 1 in 10 from the gem rocks. So, you know, bank a 260 at a time, or, you know, go mine it. Ew. Down to under 1,000 salvage, my dudes, but red topaz stack is, oh my gosh, why am I even doing this? I have a ton of red topaz. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot I'm not on my farmer account, so I'm not broke on red topaz on this account, because I actually did a lot of gem mining on the way to 99. It's literally half the reason I decided to bank all of this, was like, great, I'll get a ton of red topaz on my account, so I don't have to go mine from them. I forgot. I did several levels at gem rocks. Alright. Whatever. Still good for other accounts. If you do get the oh, I got a moldy doll. Oh, that's the first moldy doll in this round of loot. Also the first one I've gotten in a whole lot of salvage, like 8,000 salvage or something. And that's moldy doll number 7 for me. But still no second barrel. How much salvage per hour would you say you banked yesterday? I don't know. You know, maybe 400 or 500. Am I going to go back for the other salvaging uniques? Yeah, I'll probably work on those while I'm farming. Realistically, how big of an XP per hour loss is this now with the 20k difference from Crystal Extractor? Good question. 20,000 less than it was before. Is there something else you're looking for there, or? I think that's what you're asking, right? Maybe I'm interpreting that wrong, but I think that's what you're asking. Genuinely. Alright, guys. This is the log after we finished the 1,600 salvage. I've already forgotten what the first number was, but I think I'm up like 110 red topaz or so. Did not get the barrel. We did get one more moldy doll, so we're on 7 moldy dolls now. But we did not get the barrel, unfortunately. That leaves me at, if I take this 3,069 platinum token number and divide it by 0.14, 22,000 salvage so far, 1 barrel. Yeah, basically on rate, huh? And no end in sight soon, because Jagex made this stupid thing 1 in 20,000. Not a fan, Jagex. Not a fan. Okay, we're gonna go back to our collection logging. So if you were here yesterday, we were working on the end of our sailing miscellaneous log. I want to get this Echo Pearl. It's a 1 in 65 rate. I've almost killed 200 going for it. So we're going to go do some Orca tasks to try to finish that up. And then I might be trying to find some more Great White tasks today to try to get a second Broken Dragon hook, because now we can actually benefit from that. So let's go for it. The team has investigated reports of incorrect drop rates for dragon sheets while on Slayer task at lava strike worms and frost dragons. We can confirm these are not working as intended while on task, and are not seeing their rate boosted correctly. We'll be working on a fix, but in the meantime, we'd advise players, blah, 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 blah. We've deployed a hotfix for the dragon sheets, not having the boosted rates correctly on Slayer tasks. So now they're good 5x more frequently. 5x more frequently. Hey, apologies to the players who have spent points skipping for these tasks. Yo, I skipped for the task. I used all of my points for it, but I didn't even get the task. So could I get some points back, Jagex? Because I was unlucky. I didn't get it. I couldn't even test it for you. Also, I just want to note, Jagex has also said it was a mistake to say 5x more frequently. That's incorrect. It's very likely the rates that we already expected, which would, I believe, be 1 in 100 for the frost strike worms and 1 in 55 for the frost dragons. That's the last that we've heard. Not necessarily 5x more common, meaning not a 1 in 40 drop for the frost dragons. Just so you guys know. I knew there was going to be something in the cargo. I think it's just probably a couple opulents, huh? It's just one opulent. Let's summon it anyways. It's probably my dragon cannon barrel though, man. That's the cannon barrel gone, but we're going to sacrifice it so we can go do some bounty tasks. Man. That was the one, dude. All right, let's go work on another dragon hook. Let's see if we can get lucky today, boys. Unfortunately, I think I got to figure out how to do great whites again because Jagex removed the previous method I was using, which was kind of like essentially safe spotting on the front of the boat, kind of, and setting up an easy double hit spot. I don't think I could do that anymore. I think I'm going to have to tank 2 great whites, however I decide to do this. Actually, improvement. I forgot about this. Jagex fixed the bug where you couldn't get the dragon drops from great whites. So actually, maybe we get like some metal sheets or keel parts or something today. We'll take this as well because the mysterious glow, if you hit all the spots, is worth about 4k XP. You'll notice I get 8 XP for the first one, 16 for the second. It just goes up by double each time. So you want to try to do this one every time because it caps out with the last XP drop at 2k XP. Faux, can you summarize for a guy who missed the week what happened around salvaging? Yeah, salvaging was in a really good spot last week, even up to a couple days ago until the Wednesday update hit. Basically, before the Wednesday update, think about the old infomercials, right? Salvaging was just set it and forget it, you know, like the rotisserie chicken, you know what I mean? And then Jagex changed it on Wednesday, nerfed the AFK-ness to it, made it terrible. They basically turned into the ShamWow guy, you know, the guy that's like, he did those like the slap chop commercials and stuff, you know. Basically, we had to slap chop it. We had to be super active with it, you know. It was no longer set it and forget it. He turned into the guy that was like, you like nuts? You're gonna love my nuts. You gotta slap chop them. And then today, they changed it again, and now it's more like Billy Mays here, you know what I mean? We're happy again. It's not set it and forget it. You have to be a little bit more active with it, but it's not as active as the slap chop rude guy, you know what I mean? So that's basically the explanation. It's in a good spot now. So how does this work? I gotta go to customize, and then do I need to repair it from inside here? Oh, that's kind of a pain, isn't it, man? So to repair your boat, it would cost me 14k because it's pretty damaged. So that's kind of like the cost of at least some of the repair kits anyways, if not all of them. It's like what, 6 repair kits worth of money or something? But you have to go all the way into the shipyard to be able to repair it. That's if your boat's damaged when you come. And it resets your crystal extractor. Like, overall, I don't really think that's worth it versus just making repair kits, you know? I don't think I'm going to use that. Maybe nice for Ultimate Iron Man? Maybe, but why are we making Ultimate Iron Man lives easier, man? We should only make their lives harder. You know, what's to the north? Lost casket hard. Wait, I've never had a casket. I've only ever gotten the clue turtles. Just a hard clue casket? That's it? I've never seen this. I've heard about people getting them, but I've never actually gotten it myself. Oh. You just get an item from it. Huh. It's a single roll. Huh. I've never seen that. That's kind of cool. All right. That's got to be mega rare because that's I'm 97, almost 98. That's the first time I've had that. Wish Sepulchre offered the same experience as Trials. Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that the top end of Sailing XP is as high as it is. I'm very surprised. Like, it's just, I did not expect this skill to cap out towards like 230k an hour. I really expected closer to like 150, 180. I'm surprised they made it that high. I'm not complaining, just surprised. But like for resetting board, this is probably the best way to do it, right? If you think about this, Alderaan to Sunset, 1 in 4,600 chance at the pet if you are going off of their drop rates, if the drop rates are linear. Oh, I didn't take the loot though. I should probably take the loot, huh? But you can only get them, well, no, but you can't back and forth it. That's the problem. You can only back and forth it if there's an ABA. So it's like 1 in 4,600 there, but then you, well, I guess you could tele back instead of driving back. Tele back, call your boat back? Probably take about the same amount of time as driving back. So if we did this and always had our guy bosun on it, and we just grab the cargo, this might be the best way to farm the pet in the game. You have them do it, you never let go of the cargo so you don't have to deposit it. You turn it in here, and then you tele back to Alderaan, run up and you call your boat back, because you could check the task board on the way, see if there's another task. Very, very well, maybe the fastest way. But okay, so my board just reset, so that's actually the other things. So you're right, maybe not the fastest way because it's just not going to be 100% task. So scratch that. Good to consider it. Scratch that. When it's up, might be worth doing just to boost the pet rate. Going between Alderaan and Sunset Coast, and sometimes you get the Sunset Coast to Alderaan. Sometimes I think you can get both, so you can double it up. But otherwise, this is just a really quick way to reset your board by getting to that 8 task range. And now I can go check to see if I have my Orca task again, or if I was still doing Courier tasks, I could check to see if I have you know, my very high XP tasks up from Relica, from Etc., and from Lunar. You know, there's a weird thing about Courier tasks right now, like a different type of balance to consider for people. These long-haul ABA tasks, you know, the Alderaan Sunset Coast all the way up to the Lunar, Etc., Relica side are really good for experience. But they're not the best way for pet. Because as far as we can tell, based on the information Jagex has given us, the pet doesn't scale from the distance. The pet scales from the level of the port task. And that's it. So the closer together tasks are better. ABAs technically would be worse than an AB task if you're going for the pet specifically. It's a completely different dynamic that I haven't considered until now. That's if Jagex's information is right, of course. Do we know all the ways to get the pet? We do. It's under the drop rates section of this, so just search drop rates. Best pet chances port task, yes, and short port tasks at a higher level are the ideal ones. So what I'm going between right now, what we're kind of like working through, is trying to find AB and ABA task combos that are short hauls, because as far as we know, the pet's not based on the distance traveled overall, it's based on the level of the port task, right? So what I'm looking for is I'll search like the Etc. and Relica boards and find the tasks that, all the tasks between those two boards that are back and forth between there. And run those down for about 8 tasks, and then my board will reset. So if I, at that point, don't have good tasks that like qualify to be there, then I'll go check a different board, like what I'm doing now with Prifddinas to Port Tyrus. I've got 3 tasks on the Prifddinas board that have me go between these two, and there's an extra one, Port Tyrus to Prifddinas, or Prifddinas to Port Tyrus here, so actually 4 total on this set. So I'll run this down, and then when my board resets again after 8 total completions, 8 total task completions, it'll reset again. I might lose these. I can also check the Sunset Coast and Alderan tasks. There's 2 or 3 tasks that you can get there. On delivered 2 out of 8. That means we've got more stuff for Tyrus here. So this right here actually might reset my port tasks from completing that one. It did, because now we got this Alderan one up. But there's still a port Tyrus to Prif here, but I already have one of that type, so that's an F in the chat. So I'm actually going to bail on this because I've only got 1 task right now. No, I can actually potentially ditch the other one. Nope, it's the same. It's the same thing. We'll go turn this in, then we'll go check another board. It's kind of annoying you need to scroll in the UI. You know, a bit, but it's not that big of a deal. And overall, I have to say, Jagex did a pretty dang good job with the UIs for sailing. Compared to some UIs we've seen in the past, namely for, what is it, the Shattered Relic League, that UI was terrible. This is much better overall. For all the different screens that have popped up for everything, it's been kind of easy to use. The one that pops up for the temper tantrum, the one that pops up when you're doing the board, the bounty tasks, this one right here, they're relatively easy to use overall and easy to understand. This might be the most complicated one that most people haven't really figured out because they haven't really messed around with it much. What can you do with an Echo Pearl? You could put a Fathom thing on your boat, which does nothing for trawling. That's as far as I understand it, at least. Basically does nothing for trawling. But you know what? We're going for it anyways, because I want the collection log slot. It'll finish my stuff, so we're going for it anyways. Alright. Turn in. Chat, that's 98 sailing. 98 sailing. We're almost there, boys. We're almost there. We're gonna be... Oh, that's 2375 total as well. Very clean looking. We're gonna be trying to finish up this with the Orca task. We're gonna try to finish our Echo Pearl. And then I'm planning for this last level to run the short haul port tasks for the soup pet as much as I can. That being said, I will very likely salvage enough over the weekend to get pretty close to 99. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, maybe I won't salvage 1 mil. I'm not sure, but that's the plan. Doing soup pet grind for most of the remainder. Do I have plans to go past 99? Yeah, still a lot that I want to do, man. I haven't even tried out fishing yet, dude. I got to try fishing still. So we still got more to do next week. Max party, we'll plan to get 99 on Monday. Why not fully chart the sea for 99? Because I charted the sea on, like, day 2. We're stuck. Back it up. Back it up. We're good. What am I going for? My last unique item for the Sailing Miscellaneous log, which is the Echo Pearl, a 1 in 65 drop from these. But I'm having a hell of a time getting it. I'm 3 times dry now. Which, I mean, of all the things to go 3 times dry on, this is the one that I would rather it be. Imagine having this luck on the barrel. The equivalent of how many kills I've done in the Orca so far would be 66,000 opulent salvage. And the crazy thing is, by the drop rate, I think the number is 8% of the game will go that dry. If you're at a double spot where both... Oh, I got it! Yo, let's go! Chat, that's the green log, man. That took so many kills. 223 kills for that. 222, I guess I just killed another one. 222 kills. And we have green logged sailing miscellaneous, one of everything. Still need to get some more things here, obviously. We want 2 barrels, we want 2 hooks, we want some more ray barbs, of course. But that makes me happy. Now, I don't have any of the things for that. I don't have any blubbers or anything. I'm having some bad luck right now. So I think I'm just going to leave here and cancel these. And we're going to be done with the orcas, and we can go back to boosting for our pet now. So from here on, it's AFK salvaging in my downtime, and it is full-on pet hunt with the short courier task. So I'm gonna figure this out, and I'm gonna get this really, really good for the pet hunt routes. We'll figure out what's best, and we'll start sending this. Cargo tasks it is. Let's go take all of our stuff off the boat. Nice. Well, that would explain, chat, why I wasn't getting any blubbers. I did it again. Man. Thought I was mega dry with that, dude. Imagine I get the pet from that, man. That would have been awesome. Echo Pearl with no task. The Pearl doesn't get increased drop rates by the task. But also, I did have task. Also was on task for Teeth still. Technically, it was on task for both of them, though, that whole time. Okay, let's go set up our dudes with the strongest, meatiest, buffest dudes that we can to carry the most cargo possible. Which I want to say, I don't want to do a surprise. Actually, I could do this surprise exam and use it on sailing, can't I? Never mind. This actually counts for this now. Let's do it. Fruit. This is hairstyle, hair, and where's the other mask? There we go. And hat. Let's go. Cool. Sailing. This is the first XP boost I've used on sailing. Where is sailing even on this thing, man? There it is. Why is it not the bottom right one, dude? It should be the bottom right. Oh, it's not worth the time. Okay, the meatiest dudes that we can. So we want deck handiness, all the way up to level 3 or above. So we'll put Jobless Jim on. Jittery gets fired. We don't want Olga. We want, actually, let's just start at the top. Jobless Jim at the top one. And then Cabin Boy Jenk has 4. Saeed has 3. Olga has 2. So let's replace that with... Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong side. Let's see. Cabin and Saeed and Jobless so far. So that's 1. That's 1. Jolly Jim is good. And then the last one does not matter. I think we could throw one of the ladies on for driving purposes. That should give us, if I'm right, 4 of the dudes that have at least 3. Yeah. Jolly Jim's 4. Jenkins is 4. The other 2 are 3. And then one of them with 2. The 3s can carry 2 crates. The 2s can carry 1 crate. That's why we want that. Okay, so we're only looking for Etceteria, really. We have nothing at Etceteria. Let's go look at Etceteria. The Veil of Gods? Nah, I gotta have my hands free for this, man. Because I'm carrying crates. Okay, so we have Relica, etc. here, but that's the only one. So we don't like that. Let's go look at Alderan. Grab Barrel Chest Anchor. Cannot wear something on my hands. I need to carry crates. So we only have 1 available here. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the Port Tasks plugin. We're going to hide Bounty Tasks because we're done with Bounty Tasks for a bit. That'll make it easier to find things. From here, we're going to go to Prifdinus and we're going to look at those. Wait, look at this. I just stepped out of the dock. You're leaving port with some cargo. If you do not return it, it will be confiscated by the Shipwright Wizard's Autonomous Tracking Unit. Ah, Rendy, they're going for you, bro. JCW is getting 210k an hour with 1.5 tick salvage, and that's dropping the salvage, not cleaning, so that's 1,000 an hour, right? All right, guys, this is pretty much going to wrap it up for the day. I'm going to do this last short port task, but 98 today. This is how we're going to be doing 98 to 99, basically focusing on these short ABA tasks, whatever else, just whatever the shortest, highest level tasks that I can find. Excuse me, prioritizing the Alderan to Sunset Coast because of the distance, prioritizing the Relica etc. because of the distance, and then past that, whatever I can find that's, you know, close together if those two are not met. If I can't find one of those two, that's how we're going to grind at 98 to 99 to try to pull the pet. Otherwise, I'm off for the weekend. We'll do a little bit of salvaging this weekend, and I will get 99 on Monday. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for chilling with me today, and salvaging saved, boys. I'll see you later. Have a good weekend.